Welcome to Tech Tuesday. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon and giving us your time. Today we're going to focus on Clever customization. We run our PDs in Pear Deck, and here's our first question. Do you use Clever? So your responses are, what is Clever? I do not use it. I use it to access digital resources, and I use it to have students access resources I add. Great, so let me show you your responses. So you can see most of you are using this to access digital resources, perhaps the ones posted by the district. So why would we want to customize? When you customize your teacher page, it allows you to add resources for your students. So you can add any district-wide applications that are already in Clever. There are some things in the Clever library. You can add links. You can even add PDFs. Once you've added your resources, you can organize them into categories to provide a way to separate them so it's easier for you and your students to add. So when you start in Clever, how many teacher pages does every teacher start with? Okay, we seem to be split between 1 page and 3 pages. And indeed, it is 3 pages. So you have 3 different types of pages. You have your teacher page, which is your classroom page, where you can add resources for students to use. You have a Just You page, where you can add resources just for yourself, and it's private, and you can access them quickly. And you also have a district page, which is all the resources shared by the district. Know that even though you only have these 3 pages when you start, you can add additional pages as well as delete pages, change the visibility on pages. So if you were building, let's say you were working on a specific project, you could build a page for that project and put all the resources for the students in that page. And I'll show you how to do all that in just a moment. So we'll start with classroom pages. I'm going to leave the Pear Deck and go on over to Clever, where one of our colleagues has allowed us to use his page. And here's Clever. Once you land on your Clever homepage, you will see Homeroom, and that is where you can always get to your pages. So we're going to start with the classroom page. And here you can see when you first get in, you will see all your students listed here. You will see your name, and then there's nothing here. So you have some options to add. Down here on the right-hand corner, you click Add, and you can add an app. And here, once this opens, you just start typing the name of an app. You can see they start popping up. I want to add Discovery Education. If it is an app already approved by the district, you will see it tagged with district. Click it, and click Add Discovery Education. This has now been added to the newly added section. So it defaults to adding a category called newly added. If you want to add another one, click App. Start typing in. I'm just going to put McGraw-Hill. That pops up, and I'm going to add that as well. You can also add a link. So you would want to make sure you have a website. Let's say I want to go to Nat Geo Kids. Once I'm here, I can copy the URL by right-clicking, copy. I return to Clever, and I right-click and paste. You can also use your keyboard shortcuts of Control-C for copy and Control-V for paste. Since I call this Nat Geo Kids with my students, I would just type in that name. You can name the website however you want to name it. If you want to name it National Geographic for Kids, you could do that as well. And then the category, it's automatically going to go into newly added because I haven't added categories. When you add your own categories, they will be listed here as well. And then you would choose an icon and click Add Link. You can also add a PDF. Click here to upload a file, at which point you can search for your PDFs. I'm going to just add this newsletter from Risk Management and click Open. And again, I could choose a category if I had them. And don't worry, I will show you how to add categories. And then choose an icon. Know that if you want, you can upload your own icon. So if you have an image or you found a logo for a particular app or website, you can upload your own images as well. But I'm just going to select this one and click Add PDF. So now I have all of those there, and I need to organize them. So I'm going to click Add, Category. I click on Untitled, and here you will be able to see that I can just type it in. So super easy to change the titles. I'm going to add another one. Let's do one for ELA, and I'm going to do a third one. I'm just going to call it Resources. Now, what's great about this is you can use these arrows at the end to rearrange. So you see, I clicked that arrow and ELA went to the top. I want History above Resources. So now all my categories are organized. Now, all I need to do is pick up the app and drag it. I'm going to drop Discovery Education and History. McGraw-Hill is going to go up the top for ELA. That Risk Management is going to go to Resources, and Nat Geo Kids I'll put up here with History. So as you can see, it's much easier for my students to access the resources that I need because they're organized by categories. And you can add as many categories as you want, as many links, PDFs, etc. If you're here on your page and you want to customize your page, simply come up here and change the page title. Some of you may not want it to say your initial, so you could just say, this is Graham's page. You can also personalize the icon. You can choose one of these different icons, or you can upload your own image. So perhaps you have a Bitmoji or a photograph of yourself that you want to upload. And you can also change the background color. And then click Save. Now all of these features can be done the same in the Just You page. But what's great about the Just You page is it allows you to put resources here that you need access to. So if there are websites you know you go to all the time and you want to access them quickly, you can just add them here and get to them very quickly through Clever. So some of you may find yourself bookmarking all kinds of things in Google Chrome, but this way they're quickly organized by categories however you want them to be used. And again, you can click the back arrow to return to that page as well. And then the district page is basically the district dashboard. So all of the district apps, just an easier view to see everything. Now, if you want to add a page, click Add Page. And let's say I just wanted this to be called Math Resources. Now it's done. I could customize it, and then I could edit the student sharing. I'm going to show you two ways that you can edit your student sharing. One, when you build a new page, you can click Edit Student Sharing, and you can change it to all students you teach, one or more classes. So if you teach multiple periods, you can share it to multiple periods, or only you. And then you would just click Save. Another way to do that sharing is to simply come here, click the gear, and edit sharing, and you have those same options. So heading back over to our presentation in Pear Deck, you can see we have all of the instructions for you, from classroom pages, adding apps, adding links, adding PDFs, creating categories, your Just You page, which again works the same way as your classroom page, the district page, which again just shows you all the resources added by the district, your homeroom. So when you click homeroom at the top, this gives you the quick ability to access your pages, favorite an app. So let's talk about favoriting an app. So here we are in the homeroom. This teacher has added all of these as their favorites. To add something as a favorite, simply hover over the app and click on the heart. This will add it to the top here. What's nice about adding favorites is it puts them at your fingertips, so you don't have to scroll through all of the apps. If you want to remove something that's a favorite, simply click the heart, and it's gone. Know that when you add something as a favorite, it stays in the category that was designated by the district, but it's up here in your favorites. And again, you can always remove them. You can also hide any of these if you really want to kind of keep things a little cleaner. So favoriting an app is a great way to help you quickly access the resources that you need. So here's a quick question. How do you see yourself customizing your Clever pages? Do you already do it? Did you learn something today that would help you organize yourself by customizing your Clever pages? Let us know as one of your responses. of great responses I'm seeing using the favorites feature and hiding those other sections to make things look cleaner. Absolutely. Putting the apps in categories would help my students find their resources a lot easier. Creating a page of resources for my reference. Absolutely, that's a wonderful option. If you have all of your resources in one section, so much easier. Creating a page for my students in that same aspect. So know that if you, let's say you're studying the California Gold Rush, and you gathered a whole bunch of great links for your students to access because it was a project you were using, you can create that as a page and share it with your students. And then once that project is completed, you can change the share setting so it's not shared with anyone and only shared with you. And then guess what? Next year, when it's time to do that project again, you can refresh it, check the links, be sure they're still valid, and share it with your new set of students. So those pages that you keep visible to yourself will stay the same, and you can just share it year to year. And I'm going to stop recording, and we'll answer all of your questions. But know that if you have any questions after viewing this video or the presentation, you can always email us at digitalcoaches@mylusd.org.